about our resident sea turtle, sea turtles in general, and the problems they face out in the wild. So out there in the wild, there are 8 different species, and unfortunately, these are all on the endangered species list. Sea turtles like to live in areas such as the Caribbean and Mediterranean, which is why we like to keep this tank between 22 and 24 degrees, which is not quite as nice as warm up here. Sea turtles have been growing in our oceans for over 200 million years, which is a lot longer than the dinosaurs. Now our sea turtle here, she's called Antiope, which is Greek for princess. And the reason that she's here today is out in some Glossophies, she was run over by a boat. The propellers from the speedboat sliced into her skull and fractured it in 3 different places. As a result of this, she's now permanently brain damaged and doesn't know what food is. So we've had to place a netting over the top here. So in the past, people have dropped mobile phones, teddy bears, you name it, and she's had a really good go at eating all of them. So if she was out there in the wild eating things like this, she wouldn't live for very long. So for that reason, she will never be released back out into the wild. Another side effect of the brain damage is she doesn't know when she's full. So she just eat and eat and eat until she's bulging right out of her shell. Now this is really dangerous for a sea turtle, as their shells grow as they get bigger, their shells grow as they get older, not as they get fatter. So when we found her, she weighed a hefty 20 stone. So since being here, we put her on a diet, and this diet consists of fish which is called whiting, and we feed her every other day. And now due to this diet, she's lost a massive 10 stone, which I'm sure you'll all agree is a massive amount. Now we think Antiope is around 55 years old, and the type of sea turtle that she is a loggerhead sea turtle, and they can live to be around 150 years old. So she's going to be with us for a good long while yet. Now as you can see what she's doing about, you can see that she's perfectly adapted to her environment. She has 4 powerful flippers. The front 2 will help her, she'll use the front 2 for propulsion through the water, and the back 2 she'll use for steering. She has a lightweight streamlined shell which helps her move through the water, and over the years, sea turtles have lost the adaptation to withdraw their head and their fins into their shell. And the reason for this is out there in the wild they have very few natural predators. The only things they need to worry about are large sharks and humans. Now you can see there are sharks in this tank, but they're too small to cause Antiope any harm. If anything, she bullies there and steals their food. Now sea turtles are amazing creatures. They can breathe in 3 different ways. The first way is she can lift her head out of the water, take a gasp of air like humans. The second way is she can close off her windpipe and use it as a primitive gill, so breathe like a fish. And the third way, which is my favourite way, she can actually breathe through her bum. Now when sea turtles are not swimming around at the surface, they can stay underwater for up to 9 hours at one time. So you can often see her taking a nap under the water. Out there in the wild, sea turtles will very rarely need to move onto land. The only reason sea turtles will need to move onto land is if they're a female and to lay their eggs. And a female at any one time, depending on the species, will lay up to 200 eggs at one time. Once she's covered the nest back over though, she'll head back out to sea, and it's very unlikely she'll see any of her offspring ever again. And this is the reason for this is that hatchlings don't need their mother's help to guide their way back to the ocean. Instead, they use the light of the moon to guide their way back. But unfortunately on our beaches nowadays, there's loads of artificial light, so these baby sea turtles are getting confused and going the wrong way. They're falling in hotel swimming pools, they're getting run over by cars, or they'll die of dehydration in the sun the next day. Now I did say at the start of my talk that all species of sea turtle are endangered, and there are many reasons for this. The first reason is tourists. Tourists pose a massive problem with them. As we go out and use their beaches, we lay our deck chairs and we go for walks, and sometimes we accidentally crush their eggs. Not only this, but human presence on their beaches will actually discourage them from coming up onto the beach and laying their eggs. So they'll just fall their eggs in the water and swim away. Now a sea turtle's staple diet is jellyfish. Can anybody tell larvae, a form of pollution that ends up in our oceans that would look like a jellyfish. Ready? Oh, yeah, plastic bags. Now these plastic bags, they end up in our oceans and they look like jellyfish. But unfortunately, these sea turtles can't digest the plastic bags, so they're just suffocated on it and dying. Now there was recently a story of the leatherback sea turtle. Now the leatherback sea turtle is the largest species of turtle. It can grow to the size of a small boat. And this particular one was washed up on the beach and died, so an autopsy was done to find out why. And they found over 100 plastic bags inside that sea turtle, which is absolutely disgusting. The way we can help prevent this from happening is by asking you guys to go out and buy a bag for life. Not only can we use that bag for your shopping, but if it were to end up in our oceans, it would degrade a lot quicker than a plastic bag, and it certainly wouldn't irritate any jellyfish. Now, fishermen are also a really big problem for these guys. As the fishermen that collect the fish for your local supermarkets, they will go out with their trawlers, they will drop their nets down, and they will leave those nets down for months and months on end without checking them. Now, it's not just sea turtles that get caught up in their nets, it's also dolphins, whales, sharks, and even seals that get caught in these nets. Now, I did say a sea turtle could breathe in 3 different ways and stay in the water for 9 hours. But once trapped in these nets, they will panic and forget which way to breathe and they will drown. So the way we can help prevent this from happening is by supporting your local fishermen. Your local fishermen will go out once a day, they will drop their nets down, they will bring those nets back in the very same day. Now, as you can see Antiope swimming about, you can see that she's got a beautiful shell. Now, poachers who use that shell, what they'll do is they'll grind the shell down and use it for cosmetics. And the reason for this is sea turtle shell has a high UV property. So when you go abroad, please make sure you stick to your branded sunscreens. As if you buy your branded sunscreens, it will highly likely to contain sea turtle shell. There's a way here at the Sea Life Centre we like to help and protect these amazing creatures, and that's by asking you guys to buy one of these wristbands. These wristbands, they cost £1 each, but every penny of that pound goes out to a rescue centre in Kinloss, Greece. Now, 23 years ago, Antiope was rescued there, but at the time of her rescue, there was no centre for her to go to, so she was put in a car and travelled 8 hours to Athens, Greece before she was even checked. So we partnered up with a charity called Earth, Sea and Sky, and for the donations of these wristbands for the last 6 years, we've actually managed to build this centre and complete it last year. But we still need your help to keep rehabilitating these amazing sea turtles. Right, well that is the end of my talk. Thank you very much for listening. Your next talk will be at 1 PM, and that'll be down in Lancashire, and that'll be all about sharks. If you do have any questions about these amazing creatures, feel free to come and ask me. But once again, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic day here at the Sea Life Centre. Thank you.